Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Bree. Alright, hear me out. This is my Torchwood retrospective. Now, if you've seen my video where I ripped Doctor Who 3 new assholes, you probably think I hate Doctor Who. Which I don't. I actually enjoy a lot of Doctor Who. I don't love it like some people do. And I see through it like most people don't. And I take issues with it because it's fucking flawed as all get out. And people forgive the flaws because it's Doctor Who. You can't criticize Doctor Who because if you do, there's something wrong with you. I didn't mean that to rhyme, but I used to be a rapper, so there is that. Yeah, I know. Anyways, we don't talk about that. Anyways, the very first exposure I had to Doctor Who was watching a marathon on the Sci-Fi Channel. I just turned the TV on, and when I turn the TV on a Saturday, the first thing I do is turn on the Sci-Fi Channel, because it's what I do. Now, this is back in the day when the assholes that run the Sci-Fi Channel knew how to spell Sci-Fi Channel, and they were showing them Doctor Who marathon, and I came into the middle of the episode The Empty Child. And so I was instantly hooked. I was like, oh shit, this is like a good horror sci-fi series, and I'm down for that. I'm here for that. Give me good sci-fi horror. That's my bread and fucking butter. That's what keeps me alive. And then I watched the follow-up, The Doctor Dances. I was like, okay, it has a cheesy happy ending, but give me more. And then I watched the next episode, and I was like, what the fuck am I watching? And then I watched the Bad Wolf trilogy of episodes, 3-parter, and I was like, alright, so it is a horror show? And then I watched the one where the dumbass fights a goddamn fucking sentient, ? Christmas tree? Oh my god, that was painful. But because I accidentally, inadvertently got my mom hooked on Doctor Who, I had to watch. There's a point to this. This is my Torchwood retrospective. I can't get to Torchwood without talking about Doctor Who. Hello? Torchwood is a spin-off of Doctor Who. Alright, bear with me, please. I promise this will make sense, and I'm getting there quick. Needless to say, I started watching it week after week with my mom because I got her hooked on it, which is a mistake, but I did anyways. And every season you'd get 13 episodes and a holiday special. Out of those 13 episodes, you would maybe get 2, maybe if you were lucky 3 episodes that were horror stories. The good ones were the one where he goes and fights the devil, the library, with the little girl that's in the moon, the one with Agatha Christie, the first one, and only the first one with the Weeping Angels, and that's it. The rest of the show is rubbish. Just about. Oh my god, it's the trash can people, and they're gonna kill me, even though I've beat them 10,000 times over 100,000 years across multiple alternate universes and got their entire empire trapped in the time war. I'm still scared of them? Fuck off. Fuck off. The trash can people aren't scary. God damn it. Exterminate. Fuck you. Knock it over with your foot, it's a trash can. Jesus fucking Christ. That's like 85% of Doctor Who episodes. But interspersed throughout the series, you had some bullshit episodes that I rolled my eyes at real hard. And then you had some pretty good horror episodes. Intermixed within all that was a side plot about something called Torchwood. They kept bringing up the word Torchwood. And they introduced the character Captain Jack Harkness, and then he just suddenly left the show. So, they set up this spin-off, Torchwood. So when I finally decided to sit down and watch the first episode of Torchwood out of curiosity, I was fucking blown away. I was like, hey, wait a minute. this is what I thought Doctor Who was from the very beginning, because I came in the middle of one of the greatest horror episodes of the series, The Empty Child. One of the scariest episodes ever. And then I was like, oh, whoa, no. This is horror. This is real. This is like actual adult horror. Like R-rated Friday the 13th adult horror. And I was like, yes, please. Give me more of this. And week after week, I'd sit through Doctor Who with my mom, wondering if it was going to be a circus episode or a horror episode. It was the circus more often than it was the horror. But then, as soon as Doctor Who was over, we'd watch the new Torchwood. And I loved every fucking minute of it. It had some ups and downs, but more ups than downs. And then it ended. Like, abruptly ended. 2 seasons and then done. 2 seasons of, 9 or 13 episodes? This was before Netflix, by the way. Just done. And I was like, whoa. You can't end it on a cliffhanger like that, because no. You fucking can't do that to me. And so, you know, the powers that be, because I don't know the names of the people behind the scenes. They're British people. I gotta give my cat some lovin's. Hello, everybody say hi to Buddy. But anyways, they decided to give Torchwood a second chance. So they renewed it for a 3rd season, but instead of giving it a full season, they gave it a 5-part miniseries, which is more than half of a full season anyways. But holy shit, was that gut-wrenching. And I was like, okay, you ripped my gut out, you spit on my soul, you buried me in the ground and pissed on my grave. We're done. Okay? Lay it to rest. Shake the beads. Wave the crucifix. Lay it to rest. Let's move on. Good? No. Yeah, good. I'm going to say satisfying ending? No. Not satisfying in that, no. This ending is going to punch you in your soul. But we'd later go on to watch The Walking Dead, and we would get numb to this kind of thing. So, okay. All things considered, pretty satisfying. Let me rephrase that. Pretty definitive ending. There's no coming back from this. So, the BBC washed their hands of it. They're like, yeah, we're going to go throw everything we have at Doctor Who, because for some inexplicable fucking reason, that shit's making money, and we're going to walk away from Torchwood, which was the, like, legit, goddamn good TV. But no, we gotta throw everything behind the fucking kids' Star Trek knockoff. Oh, God, with talking killer trash cans. Give me a fucking break. But I was like, alright, nice, definitive ending. Overall, 3 seasons, not bad. Good, satisfying show. Bought it on DVD, revisited it. The first 2 seasons. I will not revisit the 3rd season, because I don't need to go. I don't need to go through that again. That was gut wrenching the first time around. I don't need to have my gut wrenched again. I'm good. I'm good. But then Starz, you know, the American cable TV network, that is a knockoff of HBO's knockoffs. HBO's knockoff. I mean, you got HBO, and then the knockoff Showtime, and then the knockoff Cinemax, and then you got the knockoff Starz. That's that's where you got to get way the fuck down here before you get to Starz. These assholes want to, quote, revive Torchwood. But they're bringing back the original cast and some of the original behind-the-scenes creatives. So I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, this could be. And I can't finish that sentence because, god damn, was it awful. There are some things the Americans do better than the British. Like 99.9999999 to infinity% things we do better than the British. But that infinitesimal percent that is incalculable that they do better than us is make Torchwood episodes. Alright. And I'll say their version of Doctor Who was a whole hell of a lot better than our version of Doctor Who. By the way, if you didn't know there was an American version of Doctor Who, don't look it up. Just do yourself a favor. If you can tolerate or even enjoy the British Doctor Who, stick to that. There is no justifiable reason to explore the American version of Doctor Who. And I'm saying this as someone who's not a tremendous fan of the British Doctor Who. Let me tell you that. Alright? But Starz dropped the ball. Now, I'm not going to give you too many spoilers. In fact, I'm only going to spoil one thing about it. Torchwood is a British show. And it mostly takes place in Wales, in the city of Cardiff. I don't know, I didn't know these were real places either until I looked them up after watching the show. I thought it was like Middle Earth. They were just making shit up. But no, this is an actual real city in a real country next door to England. Allegedly. I've never been there, so I can't prove it, but allegedly. But in Torchwood, they're basically the British version of the X-Files, I guess. Anyways, which I haven't gotten to the show yet, which I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna. But I want to give you the overview before I get into the meat and potatoes. There's no guns. It's a fucking British show. They don't have the Second Amendment. They don't have a Second Amendment in Britain. So there's no fucking guns. And all of a sudden, all these investigators, paranormal investigators, who spent 2.5 seasons hunting alien mutant monsters and devils and demons and ghosts without guns, all of a sudden can't hunt an American cult leader without guns? Yeah, I'm gonna bitch about that. Torchwood Season 4, first of all, doesn't exist, because it's stupid. But if it did exist in an alternate universe, which we have to kind of sort of pretend, it sucks for so many reasons. But they did not need guns. The Torchwood, the people, the investigators, the Team Torchwood, they didn't use guns. They didn't need guns. But American Torchwood is just fucking, I don't know, Lethal Enforcers, or I don't know, Resident Evil, or I don't know, fucking Call of Duty, just any random American thing that has guns for no reason. Okay. So that pissed me off. Now let's talk about the seasons. Torchwood is a sci-fi, loosely sci-fi, horror show. Way more emphasis on the horror than the sci-fi. You basically have a team of investigators who exist in the city of Cardiff, and this is just the Cardiff Torchwood. There's different branches of Torchwood around the world. Well, around the British territory, UK territories, excuse me. Because it's an officially sanctioned, unofficial sort of part of the British government that's not a part of the British government kind of thing. It's basically their Men in Black. I called it the X-Files earlier, but that's a part of the FBI. It's basically their Men in Black, is what it is. The whole reason Torchwood exists is to specifically, it has two purposes. Purpose one, investigate aliens and alien activity and alien technology, to accomplish purpose two, which is to capture and convict and incarcerate the Doctor from Doctor Who, because he's classified as a war criminal who is a criminal and an enemy of the British, quote, in Torchwood they call it the British Empire. He's an enemy of the United Kingdom and the British monarchy. And so Torchwood exists as the Time Lord police who's tasked with investigating aliens that come to Earth so that Torchwood can build weapons that they can use to capture and incarcerate and convict and hopefully maybe kind of sort of execute or lock up Doctor Who because he is considered a terrorist by the UK government. Almost said US. Anyways. So, that's what Torchwood is. Now, it starts out pretty simple enough. You know, a murder investigation. But you find out that Torchwood, this covert supernatural investigator entity that doesn't exist at the same time, has this machine that can bring dead people back to life. And so the first season is them investigating, we'll say, horror movie monsters, basically. Only because it's in the Doctor Who universe, the horror movie monsters have sci-fi alien origins. But throughout the season, they discover that there's this entity, we'll say, this demonic force, which is and isn't the devil at the same time, but also Doctor Who fought something that was and wasn't the devil at the same time already, so I don't know. It's fucking convoluted. But anyways, they're basically trying to stop the devil from opening a door to come into their world. Now, here's where Doctor Who and Torchwood differ. Doctor Who, for all its warts and everything I can complain about it, is a pretty solid sci-fi show. Pretty good, big budget special effects, and very kid-friendly. Torchwood is none of that. It has mostly believable special effects, very low budget, but mostly believable TV level, British TV, BBC TV level of special effects. So, not as good as what you'll see in Doctor Who, but not terrible. But you're not here for the visual effects. They, at best, get the job done. You're good. They're good enough. They get the job done. They're not winning any Emmys. That's for goddamn sure. But you have a good ensemble cast. But here's a couple of things you have in Torchwood you don't have in Doctor Who. One, it's legitimately scary every episode. Every episode is an R-rated horror movie. Every episode is scary as fuck. And it is a Monster of the Week format that is building up to the big bad. So, you know it's basically a Castlevania video game. You know, each level has its own monster, but then you're just climbing the tower to get to Dracula. That's what Torchwood is. But it's damn good. The second thing it has that Doctor Who doesn't have is gore. I mean, like, horror movie gore. Blood, limbs, body parts, skeletons, violence, you name it, this show has it. The third thing Torchwood has, which again, I compared it to Friday the 13th, you can guess where I'm going. Not only does it have full-blown nudity, male and female, tits and wang all around, butts all around, butt cheeks all around, but it's got full fucking, I mean fucking, and I'm not saying like, sex, I'm saying fucking. There's no sex in this show, it's just fucking. There's no love making, there's no romance, it's just like, hey, I got a dick, can I put it there? Yeah, sure, okay, let's go. There's even an episode where one of the aliens fucks people to death. And it's a female alien, so yeah. This is not a kid's show, is what I'm getting at. This show is not for the faint of heart. This is not Game of Thrones level of fucking, but it is beyond Friday the 13th level of fucking. So, yeah. I can see why the Skinamax knockoff wanted to bring this to America. Anyways, That's season 1. However, it has some tragedy. Main characters die, and I'm not going to say who or how or when or why. Season 2 copes with the aftermath of season 1. So they're not just dealing with death, they're dealing with the undead in their ranks, and they're dealing with what do you do when you're dead but you don't have a soul, and things like that. It's pretty heavy. And when I say heavy, I don't mean, like how Doc Brown says everything, or not Doc Brown, what's his name? Marty McFly says, wow, that's heavy. No, not that kind of heavy. I mean, I'm talking like, Virgin Suicides, Hereditary, Midsommar kind of heavy. Alright? In fucking tense. And then, after 2 seasons of that, you get to season 3, which I don't want to talk about season 3. Season 3 is called Children of Earth, and the aliens come to kill, not harvest, kill the Children of Earth. And let's just say this show's going to punch you in the gut, whether you have kids or not. Alright? Let's leave it there. Now, storytelling-wise, again, Season 1 and Season 2 were basically Monster of the Week leading up to the big bad. Season 3 was a miniseries. It was kind of like a Stephen King miniseries, and then it had a self-contained, oh shit, this is the end of the world, what are we going to do? Do we stop the end of the world because there's no Doctor Who to save us? Or does the world end and then we just pray to the gods that Doctor Who shows up someday and puts us back together? It's that kind of ending. And I'm not going to tell you if it was A or B ending. I'm just going to tell you it was a definitive ending. There was no room for season 4. There is no goddamn justifiable excuse for season 4 to exist. For the love of God, if you do watch Torchwood, stop at season 2. Save yourself the trouble, but if you have to suffer through season 3, and I mean suffer in a good way because it's damn good TV, but it's gonna punch you in the gut, yeah, okay. Watch season 3. Don't waste your time with season 4. Now, that's all I can say about Torchwood, because there's behind-the-scenes controversies I want to stay out of. I don't even want to go into it. Could they theoretically, conceivably bring Torchwood back to life? No. I mean, well, yeah, they could do whatever the fuck they want, but no. Because, while, I mean, yeah, they could go and do Torchwood. I don't know the names of any cities in Scotland. Torchwood, name of city in Scotland. Or Torchwood, name of city in Ireland, I guess. They could do that. But it would be a different team, and with everything that transpired in Torchwood and Doctor Who cleaning up Torchwood, because it does tie back to Doctor Who. We saw a definitive ending of Torchwood in Torchwood, and then we saw the Doctor mop up what was left of Torchwood in Doctor Who. There really is no way to bring Torchwood back as it was without fucking conning every goddamn thing. There's just no way to do it. And that's not going to be good. Plus, some of the people who were involved in Torchwood, well, humans don't live forever is all I'm going to say. Alright? Stay cool.